Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Devastating General Hospital twist may mean the end of Valentin. Well, it's finally happened. Not only has General Hospital finally given us confirmation on who's running Pikeman, after years of Valentin running around as a not-so-terrible guy, the show's revealed him as the ultimate big bad. As longtime viewers know, that's something General Hospital promised us when he first showed up on our screens as the Cassadine that even Helena was afraid of. To be sure, when Valentin first popped up with his bad guy mustache, terrorizing the Spencers and shooting Kevin, he seemed to be everything we were promised and more. But then something unexpected happened, and he, thanks in no small part to James Patrick Stewart's charming performance, clicked with the fans, and Mina. And it was right around then that General Hospital decided he was far too good to get rid of, which meant toning his villainy down to a low simmer and turning him into a charming rogue. Because when you're truly bad on a soap opera, even the best writers have a tough time coming up with ways to keep you around. It's not impossible, but there's often only so long they can stretch it out. Remember Peter, anyone? Of course you do. It's tough to forget someone that bad sticking around that long. And that's why we're suddenly very worried about Valentin, because we've been racking our brains to figure out who's behind Pikeman only to learn that Valentin and Brennan have been behind it for years, with the Cassadine now taking full control while his partner's in jail. Val's been trying to take out Sonny, switching out his bipolar meds. Then there's what happened to Curtis, his treatment of Anna, Jason's life being consumed with infiltrating the organization. In other words, Valentin is finally living up to the promise that he is indeed a villain. That alone doesn't necessarily mean that it's the end of Valentin. He turned things around the first time after all, but trying to kill Sonny over and over again likely does. If Valentin was tangling with anyone else, we might have more hope, but the mob boss has a habit of putting his enemies into the ground, permanently. Trying to take down Sonny is one thing. Every now and then cops remember that he's a mobster and make a go at it, much like Anna seems to be doing now. And being a villain is another. Bad guys in Port Charles are just about as common as sand in the desert, but put the two together, we don't see many ways for Valentin to come out of this alive. What do you think? Are we finally coming to the end of Valentin's time in Port Charles? Is there any way for him to come out of this without ending up in jail or an open grave? In the dimly lit corridors of General Hospital, whispers echoed like ghosts in the night. The hospital, a bastion of healing and hope, now seemed shrouded in an air of foreboding. For years its halls had witnessed countless dramas, but none compared to the impending storm that threatened to tear apart the lives of its inhabitants. At the heart of this turmoil stood Valentin Cassadine, a man whose very presence evoked both fear and fascination. With his piercing gaze and enigmatic charm, he had navigated the treacherous waters of Port Charles with a finesse that few could match. Yet beneath his veneer of sophistication lay a web of secrets and lies, woven with the skill of a master manipulator. For months, Valentin had been locked in a bitter feud with his longtime adversary, Nicholas Cassadine. Their rivalry, steeped in betrayal and revenge, had reached a boiling point, threatening to consume everything in its path. But just as it seemed that peace might finally be within reach, fate intervened with a devastating twist that would change the course of their lives forever. It began with a simple cough, dismissed at first as nothing more than a minor inconvenience. But as days turned into weeks and weeks into months, Valentin's condition began to deteriorate at an alarming rate. His once formidable strength now waned, leaving him vulnerable and helpless in the face of an unseen enemy. As rumors of his illness spread like wildfire through the hospital, whispers of conspiracy and foul play filled the air. Some suspected foul play, while others speculated that it was simply a case of karma catching up with a man who had lived his life on the edge of darkness. But amidst the chaos and uncertainty, one thing remained certain: time was running out for Valentin Cassadine. As doctors scrambled to find a cure, his loved ones stood vigil by his side, their hearts heavy with fear and despair. For Valentin was not just a man, but a force of nature whose absence would leave a void that could never be filled. As the days stretched into weeks, and Valentin's condition continued to worsen, a sense of inevitability settled over General Hospital like a shroud. Despite their best efforts, the doctors could offer little hope, and each passing day brought him closer to the brink of oblivion. Meanwhile, Nicholas Cassadine watched from the sidelines, his emotions a tangled mess of guilt and remorse. Though their feud had once consumed him with a burning desire for revenge, he now found himself grappling with a different kind of anguish, the pain of seeing his enemy brought low by forces beyond his control. But even as death loomed ever closer, Valentin remained defiant, his spirit unbroken in the face of adversity. With each passing moment, he clung to the hope that somehow, someway, he would find a way to cheat fate and emerge victorious once more. And then, just when all seemed lost, a glimmer of hope appeared on the horizon. In a desperate bid to save his life, Valentin underwent a risky experimental treatment, the outcome of which hung in the balance like a delicate thread. For days the hospital held its breath as Valentin teetered on the edge of life and death, and then, miraculously, against all odds, he began to rally. Slowly but surely, his strength returned, and with it a renewed sense of purpose. As he emerged from the shadows of death, Valentin vowed to seize this second chance at life with both hands, determined to make amends for the sins of his past. And though the road ahead would be fraught with challenges and obstacles, he faced it with a newfound courage and determination. For Valentin Cassadine, the end was not the final curtain call, but rather a new beginning, a chance to rewrite the script of his life and emerge as the hero of his own story. And as he walked out of General Hospital, his head held high and his heart full of hope, the echoes of his journey reverberated through the halls, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity.